Okay, you're on.
Are we going to say good morning?
Oh, good morning.
It's the Mitt.
And Mimi.
This morning, I'm going to talk a little bit about how changing my live it, as I like to call it, because really, you don't want to look at things as a diet because that implies that you're not ever going to eat right again, or you're always going to have to give up things, but that's not what a live it is. A live it, and I coined this phrase from Richard Simmons from years and years ago, and I always liked it.
So you stole that phrase.
I did steal it.
He coined it.
I'm not taking credit for it. I'm saying
No,
it's
I know,
from
but
him.
he coined it. You borrowed it.
Are you going to critique me this whole thing?
I'm just telling you. I'm just helping you.
All right. So whatever. Anyway, I always liked that.
I'm just going to sit here and look sweaty.
I always liked that concept of it because it is really how you're going to live your life and learn to change things to make it better. I had type 2 diabetes. I was on metformin and a medication for my cholesterol. And for me, it was like I have a great doctor in Florida. And
everything's better in Clearwater.
Well, my two doctors are awesome. And they're kind of holistic as well as regular traditional medicine. But you can talk to them about these things. And they both know I don't like taking meds, especially when one of the side effects is I have to get a liver test every 6 months. So I said to them, well, I have great cholesterol, but I'm going to die of liver failure. So no, I'm not going to take this. So what I did was I went to a clinic from Jocelyn down in Clearwater, and a 2-day clinic, and met with a nutritionist for diabetes and a nurse, and they went over 2 days worth of about how to eat and how to make changes, like 3 grams of sugar. You can eat anything you want.
Don't mind the plane flying overhead.
It's probably Rick flying in. No. You can eat anything you want, but look for you and learn to read your labels, and then you'll get used to it and you'll know these things. And Lose It helps with that also, because you can scan labels and get the immediate results on your phone as to what it contains. So 3 grams or less is what they say. But if something you like say you want Lucky Charms,
I actually haven't eaten Lucky Charms.
I'm just saying, you like Lucky Charms, though.
I can go cold turkey when I need to.
But you can look at that and say there's 10 grams of sugar in it. So in a serving, you cut the serving in half, and then, eat less or pick out some of the marshmallows, which is what I do, because I don't want to give anything up. I really have decided that years ago, that life is too short for that, and my thing is eat dessert first, because you could kick off
Literally,
tomorrow.
we went to a restaurant last night, and the poor waiter just wanted to say hello, and she's like, "Do you have a dessert menu?"
Well, because grape nut pudding is a big thing up here, and I like it. Or Indian pudding, I haven't had it in years.
This isn't like Plymouth Rock. It's a restaurant. It's not the Hearth and Kettle where they used to actually serve it.
Well, some places have it still. I just have to ask.
I don't know. She asked for the dessert menu first. It was hilarious.
Exactly.
Hey, Whitney, you're on there. Oh, and Vicky, look, and Serena.
So it's more about learning your amounts of sugar that are in things, because the diabetes clinic recommended that you don't, and that's a great diet also, by the way. They say diabetic diet, but it's about learning how much sugar is in things, and then cutting it to fit your needs. Like if you want it, make it 3 grams and under if you can. Sometimes you can sneak by with 4, but for the most part, that's it. They said not to read anything else. Don't eat reduced fat. Don't eat any of that, because they add more sugar to that. And for somebody like myself, that wasn't going to work. So,
well, actually, I worked with a nutritionist one time, and she told me the same thing. She said that you're better off eating something in its actual form than a processed form of it, because your body doesn't know what to do with the processed chemicals in it. So when something's fat-free, people also mentally tend to think, oh, I can have more because it's fat-free, right? Or, I can have 4 of these instead of just 2 because there's no fat in it. But there's no fat in it because there's other crap in it. So my nutritionist was like, you're better off buying real ice cream, real cheese, real this, real that, or even low skim, like if you get skim cheese or whatever. But when things say reduced fat and low fat, they tend to have more chemicals in them. So that's kind of a no-no anyway, because then it just sits in your gut, and that's how people have developed food additive allergies. Did I say that right? Yeah. Anyway,
And that's
again,
why I recommend.
speaking from zero, no degree or anything, but that's
But
what she told
there's
me.
knowledge that you pick up along the way. You don't always have to have a degree, which is why I say the Live It is good for everyday people and everyday lives, because you learn things and you learn about your body and what you can tolerate and what you need to do. At any rate, between the fish oil that my doctor recommended for my cholesterol and taking cinnamon and learning to eat 6 times a day, but small things.
And you added Shakeology.
I'm getting to
Oh,
that.
for God's sake.
And I started with Shakeology, and that's for me with the almond milk and just the Shako is like 230 calories or so, but
Because
it's low
it's
glycemic.
Yeah, there you go. She was
And
supposed to say that.
I did. Oh my God! Write my script.
How
Anyway,
many more days?
anyway, the Shako has allowed me to do a meal supplement that's good for me, contains a lot of great things in it, and is low glycemic. So that's a big help.
Well, it's
And
also a big help when it comes to a meal replacement shake because a lot of
there's no
protein,
aftertaste.
yeah, a lot of protein shakes use fake sugar or whatever. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Or they add sugar.
Artificial
Yeah,
sweeteners.
artificial. There we go. Artificial sweeteners. Or they add sugar to it, so your insulin spikes after you drink it, and then it crashes, so it makes you more hungry. So, but the cool thing about Shakeology is that its sweetener comes from natural. Ah, it's just bugging in my face again. Natural.
You shouldn't eat this one.
The fruits and everything that they put in it and the vegetables, so it's even keeled, and then like it has so much fiber and everything that it actually keeps you steady, and that's why a lot of people have found, like one of my friends in particular, and I won't mention her name in case she doesn't want people to know she has a huge addiction to cupcakes, but she just started doing it regularly and told me that she actually went cupcake shopping and did not even crave a cupcake. It's not like she wanted one and said no. She just actually didn't even want one, which is pretty good for her because she loves her cupcakes. So anyway, it does help with cravings and stuff because of the fact that the sugar is all natural in it, which is good.
Well, I also noticed, along with that, is that if I make it for lunch instead of breakfast, and Rick and I have when he leaves for work at like 2:30 in the afternoon, and he works till midnight or so, but and he's running around at dinner time, so he doesn't have time to really eat anything then. But if I make him his shake then, he told me he doesn't get hungry at 5 and 6 o'clock through the dinner rush. He can actually wait till 8 or 8:30 before.
So he drinks his on the way to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
He drinks his on the way to work, and I drink mine for lunch at home. But I make them so he can take it with him. And that's helped, and that has helped me because now I know that I can have my shake in the morning, and I don't get hungry. And actually, if you do the diabetic program right,
RTM!
if you do the program right,
Toto's gonna go flying by in a minute.
your insulin should stay level all day because that's what keeps you from the spikes. And you have to. I was telling Mitt yesterday.
Oh, that's nice. Britta just said we look awesome. Hey, we're gonna see your in-laws in a couple days.
So that's not their in-laws. That's
Britta.
Britta is Ted and Bo's daughter-in-law.
Right. I said we're going to see her
Ted and
in-laws
Bo.
in a couple of days.
That's right. I thought you meant Nancy and Mickey. Anyway, what I was trying to say here is that if you have your insulin level, and I told Mitt yesterday, I always looked at insulin since I had that seminar as a monster inside me, and I have to feed it all day. But I have to feed it correctly so that it stays calm and level. And that is like my Shako in the morning. Or
she really gets hangry.
Or I have, like this morning, I had a hard-boiled egg and the heel of my panini bread and my coffee and some cantaloupe.
Which, by the way, I didn't want to say it. I was doing my T25 workout, which is super hard, and I have to focus. It's actually called Focus T25. And she's cooking bread. And I'm like, it's like wafting through, and my house isn't
and
big.
It smells really good.
Yeah, it
toasted.
smells super good. And Shanti's like, cross, jab. And I'm like, I
did
just
the
want
jabs.
a piece of
I did
bread.
the cross, jab,
I'm like,
jab.
you had to cook bread while I was doing my workout. That was nice. Thank you.
To each their own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I like to torture her.
Awful.
But anyway,
Why don't you just come over and eat it in front of my face next time?
Because you were punching stuff. I didn't want to
Yeah,
get in the way.
I punch you.
I did the punches. That's an old karate thing. Anyway,
Mr. Miyagi. Okay, go ahead. But tell them that you're not on meds anymore either.
Exactly. So I'm not on
That
meds
was the
anymore.
point.
That was the whole point of
Land the plane, Mom.
this whole discussion was to say if you eat right and you make it your way of life, you can control what you eat and never give anything up. And you take charge of it. Take charge of it, and don't be a victim to your cravings and stuff. Because if you keep the insulin level, your cravings lessen to almost disappearing. So you eat because you know to keep your insulin level. Like so, I have the shake in the morning. Then mid morning, I might have an apple or or some melon or whatever, and then because they're sweet and they satisfy things, they satisfy sweet cravings. And then for lunch, I'll have like we had yesterday, like we showed the sandwich, and we used the thin slice, not reduced fat cheese. It's a thin slice. It's 45 calories, which ties in with Lose It. So the whole sandwich was maybe around 300. I set my Lose It because you can adjust it from a half to 2 pounds a week that you want to lose, and I set mine at 1.5, and that keeps it, within the thing. It allows me a bank account of a lot of calories. So combined with the Shakeology,
Oh, that's like the Bethany Frankel thing. Your diet is your bank account.
Exactly. That's how I look at it. So you spend what you have and no more. But again, stress, I don't give anything up. I adjust it to fit, and I adjust the portions to fit and the sugar content to fit. And between that and my fish oil and my cinnamon, which regulates insulin, I take a capsule because I could never eat enough.
But just a reminder, she's type 2, not type 1.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You
People who aren't type 1
right.
take insulin.
Type 1 is
metformin.
completely different. Yeah.
But it's great because my doctor said to me, Maureen, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it because all your numbers are great. So cholesterol and my sugar numbers and everything are right in line and even better than they ever were in my life.
And
so that's what I have to pass on to people who I love. I want you to be healthy.
How are you feeling emotionally about all that? Like
Just
mentally?
super awesome, wicked.
What, are you just making fun of me?
Yeah, I feel. Can you not tell by how bubbly and happy I am? Even when you're trying to punch me.
Your eyebrows are messed up today, just so you know. You missed a big hole right there.
Oh well, whatever.
See,
I
now
can't
I just
see.
made her self-conscious.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not you.
That's what you did. That's for yelling at me just then.
Oh, good Lord. Anyway,
Doesn't even go to church.
I pray outside.
All right. Anyway, so land the plane. Let's wrap this up so people can get.
You asked me how I felt emotionally.
Yes.
Medically, I'm good. Emotionally, I'm great. I just, I'm happy
How do you
that
feel
I'm
about
controlling
all the weight you lost?
Lighter.
Jesus. If you have a talk show, don't invite her.
What do you want me to say? Of course, I feel better. I feel lighter, peppier. If my bones were in better shape from car accidents, I'd be dancing all over the porch here. But I can't. That's my problem is car accidents. So I wrecked my spine, but several. Hit by a drunk driver, hit by a guy asleep at the wheel, and cracked 5 discs in my back. And now I'm paying for it because I'm 70. But maybe someone can fix it.
All right.
That's my limitations, my physical limitations right there.
Kelly Raymond just joined. Hey, we're going to see your in-laws this week, too.
Yep, Nancy and Mickey are coming on Friday. And then Ted and Glow that night, we're having chowder and lobster rolls.
I am not having those. I don't like either one.
I'll allow for that all day long. Just eat small things.
Yeah, you're going to have to eat dirt all day so you can have a lobster roll.
Is there protein in it? I'll eat a worm.
Oh, anyway, so going back to what my mom said about Lose It, I read a book one time. It's called Life and Synergy, I think. Oh, I'm going to hate myself that I can't think of this woman's name because she was amazing. But she said the same thing. You figure out how many calories you need, and then you operate within that. And if you have a day where you know you're going to a wedding, well, you know what? The cake and the champagne is going to be part of those 1,400 calories. Nothing you're not going to just stop doing things. But you just have to make sure that the next day you don't have cake and champagne, and then the next day you have cake and champagne. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of one of those things. Like she wants her lobster roll and her chowder, which was probably 1,400 calories all.
Actually, it's not that bad.
Anyway,
because you cut the portion down.
Right. She wants all that. So yeah. So like last night we went to dinner, and this is gonna actually be our topic for tomorrow. So I don't want to go into too much in it, but I knew what I wanted off the menu, so I just kind of ordered accordingly. And sometimes, it's not just leafy greens because we're not rabbits. All right, so if anyone has any questions for my mom about the type 2, I've never had anything like that. I do know last year when I had my physical before the wedding that
and cholesterol. I get off of that too.
Thanks for interrupting me.
Oh, really? Hot calling the kettle black.
Anywho, last year when I went and had my physical, my doctor said I was healthier than a healthy person, which she thought was pretty funny, but it does really help keep your cholesterol and stuff like that, the Shakeology does, which I love. Like, it did help me with that because the year before, when I hadn't been doing it, my levels were okay, but now they were, like, in, like, this amazing range. Like, I don't know, give me a cholesterol cape, I guess. So, anyway, all right. That's it for us. Thanks for listening, and thanks for all the shout outs about my mom's transformation picture. It was pretty amazing for that. So sometimes you see it more in the face than anywhere, and the picture
I also lost 3 inches with osteoporosis.
just disappeared.
Yeah,
Gone.
I just went. Well,
She's
I got
like
lower.
the size of a garden gnome now.
It got lower. I'm gonna be Winnie the Pooh before long, but that's okay because he has a great diet plan himself. He has a rumbly in his tumbly. He goes and eats, and that's my diet plan.
He eats honey.
He eats honey. Well, honey's good for you.
All right. So thank you for all the I have no idea what my hair even looks like right now because you can't see yourself. But anyway, so thank you for all that because the picture that we used of my mom, she was sitting in a booth, and there was no way for me to do a body shot anyway. But like, I just couldn't believe even like in the face where you could see it, like I feel bad saying it, but like the double chin that she had in the first picture was gone, and her face looked thinner, and her skin looked better, and so, I mean, I think that picture was telling enough. I know sometimes people do full body shots, but, oh, there's Gina. Oh, you guys are great. So Gina's the one that I got the wild tree stuff from.
Oh, hi, Gina. Thank you.
Well, I didn't get it. What's going on with my hair? I didn't get my box yet, but I'm going to try cooking a meal for my parents while they're here when I get it. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow where we're going to have another fun topic.
And remember, live it. Don't diet. Take charge of what you do and what you eat, and make sure that it's healthy and satisfying. You don't have to give things up. Like I said, I'm 70. I'm not giving anything up, but I never did.
All right. She always has to have the last word. Thank you. Have a good day. Oh my God. I don't know how to turn this off because I can't see anything. Oh, there we go. Okay. Bye.